Hi everybody, welcome back. I really don't know where to start with this one. For anybody that wants to see how this week's trainings went, I'll certainly leave what's led to this point rolling at the end of this video, but for now I suppose the hard news, the hard reality is that the Delirious West 21 has been postponed. Now that's due to a COVID outbreak last week, last Sunday, 10 days before the race, where the government announced we'd be going into a 5-day lockdown. They announced yesterday there would be some further restrictions, and the race organisers has made quite the right decision in my opinion to cancel or to postpone the race until October time. Now a lot of you won't know this yet, but my head was very much in a space of do I do it or do I not. My father-in-law passed away a couple of days ago, and it has been a really tough emotional time dealing with that. He will get buried later on today, so in the grand scheme of things, the race being postponed isn't the end of the world, I suppose. It's funny how life shows you that sometimes. I am truly gutted about the race. My last 13 weeks have been solid training. I've put everything I've had in to get to a point where I was fit enough to certainly start the race. My overall goal was to use it as an experiment, first of all, to see if you could do it with such short training, and also build on from that and do the Triple Crown this year, the first Triple Crown in Australia. News yesterday is that Triple Crown won't go ahead either, due to the new race date being the last date of the first year of the next one. So it's a bit complicated, but end result is Triple Crown won't go ahead this year. Race has been postponed until October. I don't know whether or not I will do the one in October. I'm gonna take a few days, get my head resorted, figure out where I go next and what I do next. My main focus at the minute is very much on my family, father-in-law's funeral. So just really a update to explain to people where we're at, what has happened. I suppose I could use this video to pay a little tribute to a man that has given me so much over the last 22 years, 23 years. Such a gentleman of a man. I'll always be eternally grateful for the way he welcomed me into his family and made me feel part of it. Gave up one of his daughters to me. Quite a scary thought. Being a father myself now, I know how hard that would have been for Tony back then, and I really do appreciate every moment I spent with the man. He has had a tough few years as well, battling dementia, got it way too young, has put up a strong fight for the last 5 years, and that fight's over now, 5+ years maybe. That fight is now over. The Reynolds family can move on and always remember their father the way he was. So very much for me, this is my focus for the next few days. I just wanted to get it out there that I'm taking a little bit of a break, trying to get myself just what goes forward this year. So removing the Triple Crown has left a big gap in motivation and training for me at the minute, and where I go next. Lots of other races, lots of other things I want to do out there. I want to just continue to show people that they're capable of so much more and doing whatever they can. And like, we know that hard times make stronger people, and I know that I'll continue to move forward because that's what Tony would do. That's what Tony would expect. That's certainly what what I need to show my family and my kids that has to happen in life. I continue to travel down this unroad road that, if this last week have shown us anything, it's full of twists and turns, highs and lows. It's like the ultimate ultra run, I suppose, life, where you just never know when the low points are gonna be, and it's a case of surviving the low points and moving forward. So look, I just want to thank everybody that's been on my journey so far. I really do appreciate all the support and the motivation that you have provided for me to continue to do what I do and to share my experience. I have been doing endurance sports before I started this channel, and I'm sure I'll do endurance sports long after this channel has stopped. So I just thank everybody for being part of my journey, and I continue to hope that you push the limits, push the boundaries, and move forward. The last few days are all coming up at the end of this video. Feel free to watch them. A bit irrelevant now, but goes from finding out that we're in lockdown, finding out that there's a cyclone, I'm stuck on site, finding out that my father-in-law has passed away, and dealing with that and wondering whether or not to go ahead with the race. So life's got a funny way of working itself out sometimes, and feel free to watch. Again, thanks for the support, and I'll see you all again soon. Monday evening, 1st of Feb, about 10 to 7 in the evening. In the not so sunny Pilbara. Thunder showers, possible cyclone coming in, so this could be a very short run. Plan at the minute is trying to get up at least 2.5k, which I've started, so I'll finish. And there's a few developments have happened in the last day regarding the actual Delirious West race. Perth, part of the WA region, has gone into full lockdown for the next 5 days, so that has left a little question mark over the race with 9 days out. Anybody that watched last week's videos probably knows mentally I was in a strange headspace. This news has just added to that. So look, probably do a quick update whenever I get back to the room and get changed. One problem at a time. Let's get some running done. So a whopping 2.3k up, just under the 2.5 because I couldn't be asked going around that little extra loop. Dodged the rain showers, which was good. Wasn't prepared to take another chance. It was just starting to rain again. So Monday night done. Just want to go back and touch on what I mentioned earlier on about the WA and Perth region going into lockdown. I'm sure there's a lot of other runners that was entered the Delirious West in the exact same position I am now at the minute, where they're not sure if the race is going to go ahead, and they're trying to still organise and prep for it because this lockdown's meant to end on Friday. Obviously it's an evolving situation, and if things change it could be extended, and that would be bad news for the race. So look, I'm sure like everybody else, trying to stay very positive, trying to stay very focused on what I can control. Work hasn't went according to plan either, but again, focusing on what I can control, and now coming up with contingency plans for both of them. So once we know more, I'll update, and I will put something out official on what the plan is. Obviously this is the first race of the Triple Crown that I was planning to do. I was already stretching myself trying to train for it in the space of time that I had, just over 13 weeks. So yeah, I don't know where that is going to leave the Triple Crown race this year if this doesn't go ahead. So might be a whole new reschedule, but we will play it by ear. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it does go ahead and I can successfully finish it. Then I can get back to worrying about completing the race instead of starting the race. So mentally trying to stay strong, not in a great place, knowing my family's locked down in Perth, being stuck up here, no crew was able to fly in, so can't do the work that I had planned to do. It just seems to be a lot of things not going according to plan this week, which I am always used to things not going according to plans, but it seems exceptionally like a lot more isn't going to plan this week. So try and stay positive, try and stay focused, try and still get out for my little runs. It is 9 days before the race, so still need to do a bit of running, but not concerned that the volume's not there. See what tomorrow brings. Tuesday the 2nd, 7 p.m. back into Perth, out for my exercise as part of lockdown, wearing my compulsory mask, so the sound might be a bit bad. Really tough one for me today. My father-in-law passed away today, Tony, and such an amazing man that it's hard. Today's been hard. Tony had been living with Alzheimer's this last few years, and I know that he's in a much better place now, but it's still very hard whenever you lose somebody. I don't know how that's going to affect the race coming up next week. To be honest, I'm in two minds whether or not I'll still go ahead. Obviously, I don't want to put Louise in that position where she feels like she has to crew and deal with everything, so we'll see. I'm sure I'll update later on. That's about it for today. Hi everybody, 3rd of February, 7 days left to the Delirious West. Day 3 of lockdown here in Perth, WA. Day 2 of trying to wear a mask while running. Plan for today, try and get out and get either 9k up, I suppose. Very much a case of can only exercise for an hour, so that'll be the plan. Get back to the house and obviously spend some time with the family. It's about 6 a.m. in the morning here, so nobody's up yet. Obviously the very sad news of Tony passing yesterday has left a huge hole in my heart, and certainly my family's heart. As I mentioned, Tony has been battling dementia for nearly 5 years now, and unfortunately we've lost Tony from this earth. I know that Tony's always going to be with me, watching over my family and his family, and I really appreciate that. It's hard at the minute. It was a hard week before this news, and it's just something else that's it just makes you question everything. But it's always hard times We knew these hard times would be coming, and we keep moving forward. Somewhere I know it gets easier. Somewhere I know that it's the best for Tony, and he's at peace now. But it's just very, very hard to take in, especially whenever you're so far away and can't get home to be with everybody at the hard time. All we can do is be there for each other here in Australia, so that's what we'll do. In terms of the race, as I mentioned yesterday, Louise's crew, Amy's crew, my daughter, so we'll see how we feel in the next day or so and make a call on whether we proceed with that. And yeah, hopefully we don't have to run 200 miles in masks should that race go ahead. On the bright side, last 2 days no new cases, so we might get very lucky and get away with the 5-day lockdown. More will follow on that.